So this is take 5 of this video. 1, because anxiety. 2, fear of man, which is probably also anxiety. And 3, because I recorded this video 3 times, 4 times, deleted it. The last time I tried to upload it and YouTube wouldn't let me upload. So we'll see if they do this time. It was saying upload failed. I don't know. So this video topic and this bit of scripture has been bouncing around in my head since 2 days after I posted my last video. In my last video, words, actions, patterns, and a few comments about somebody said, a good tree produces good fruit, a bad tree produces bad fruit, and you can judge a person by the fruit in their life. Well, 2 days later, I'm doing my morning Bible reading in the book of Matthew, and I come across, a section that talks about that very thing. And also that bit of scripture of out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So that's what I want to talk about. And yeah, it's been bouncing around in my head ever since, and I think that's been almost 4 weeks. So probably time to talk about it. But take 5, here we go. This is Matthew 12:33 through 37. A tree is identified by its fruit. Make a tree good, and its fruit will be good. Make a tree bad, and its fruit will be bad. You brood of snakes, how could evil men like you talk? How could evil men like you speak of what is good and right? For whatever is in your heart determines what you say. A good person produces good words from a good heart, and an evil person produces evil words from an evil heart. And I tell you this, that you must give an account on Judgment Day of every idle word you speak. The words you say now reflect your fate then. Either you will be justified by them or you will be condemned. The bit of this, of course, that really gets me is for whatever is in your heart determines what you say. Different translation, out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. And you will give an account for every idle word you speak. And I wanted to talk, of course, about idle words. And I was thinking a lot about what are idle words. And, when you have a conversation with somebody, or when you're talking, or even when I'm doing my videos, or even when I'm thinking sometimes, you put your best words forward. You present yourself a certain way to reflect what you want to be, what you want to appear as, a good person with a good heart and love and mercy and all of those things. Idle words would be the words that we speak when we're just whatever, when we're just, talking and having just casual conversation and joking around. And idle words come out when we're sad, when we're having a bad day, when we're having a good time, when we're angry, when we're upset, when we're stressed, when we're not trying to present something lovely. Those are idle words. So, and out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, that those two phrases have just stuck with me in looking at the behavior of other people and in looking at my own. I'm kind of talking to myself here. Like, Joy, when you are speaking idle words, what is coming out? How are you speaking of other people? How are you speaking of your life situation? How are you speaking of yourself? Is what coming out of your heart and mouth when you speak idle words, is it good? Or is it despair, you know, just complete giving up? You know, is it trust? Is it faith? Is it, you know, love for other people? Is it encouraging? Is it anything good? Or when you speak, you know, when you listen to someone else's, you know, when you listen to the way that someone presents themselves, and when you're having a good constructive conversation, and you want to talk about something or whatever. I'm babbling, I feel like, but hopefully I'm making a point for you. And you're having a conversation about a certain topic, and then, you know, a person would present themselves a certain way and speak out of what they want to present and what they want to be. And we all do that, you know, we all have this self that we want, you know, but then trying to see into the heart, you have to look into the idle words that are spoken. Are the idle words spoken angry, wrathful, revengeful, you know, wanting everything for the self, perversion, just folly for other people, you know? Or is there, in the idle words, is there a selfless, loving, merciful person? Because when the emotions are engaged and someone is in the thick of it, and I have that in my head because of a little song my daughter was playing on her phone this morning, in the thick of it, in the thick of it. When they're in the thick of it, what comes out of their heart? Is it good words from a good heart, or is it evil words from an evil heart? That's the pattern stuff. And this is maybe part 2 of my last video, because that's the pattern stuff that you need to be aware of and recognize in other people and yourself. And it doesn't mean that there's not room for redemption and, you know, reconciliation and change in people. But you have to be aware of your own idle talk and what's coming out of your heart, and someone else's idle talk and what's coming out of their heart. When someone or myself is just speaking just out of whatever, is what coming out of my mouth what I want my heart to look like? And I've been asking God in the last few weeks to show me the condition of my heart. And I encourage you guys to do the same. Ask Him to show Him the condition of your heart. Ask Him to amplify your words to yourself so that you can see what the condition of your heart is. And then, after you see that, what can I do to change it? Change me. Cut my heart so that I can be changed, and so that my idle words are not words of anger, destruction, self-pity, and sorrow, you know, or perversion, folly, and all of the things that we don't want to be, you know. And don't allow me to leave myself in a place that I'm unchangeable, you know, that I've made my identity around all of these things that I speak out of a idle tongue. Yeah. So, looking at myself today and hoping that you guys get a chance to look at yourselves. And I didn't want this to come off as condemnation, and that would be why I have, you know, that like anxiety and fear of man about talking about things like this. But it's really been going around in my head, and I felt like it was important to talk about that. The idle words. And again, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And we have to be careful with our words. We do. Because there was another thing that I saw that said, be careful with your words because they can be forgiven, but not forgotten. And I need to remember that as well. I need to speak the truth, but in love. Not in a vengeful, you owe me, oh woe is me, I'm so sorry for myself because I'm a martyr kind of way. Thank you guys. We'll see what comes out of this. I appreciate you. Live in love out of the way you were created.